Year 3, Week 13 finished the job. Let's get back into another DNS address. Week 13 is complete, and the regular season has officially reached its final turn. Georgia Tech finished the job 12-0, number 1 in the country. Georgia Southern and Troy finished 11-1. South Florida reached 10. Texas State reached 10. Old Dominion reached 9 and finished in the top 25. Army got the 7 wins and now gets Navy. UAB somehow saved its entire year, and it gave the biggest punch for a ranked Memphis team. And Mississippi State closed out with one of the roughest seasons in the dynasty with a rivalry loss and the retirement of Coach Will E. Nelson. This is part of the season where no more talk about potential, no more we'll see, no more if they can put it together. The resume is the resume. Now, finish the job. Let's get into it. Our headline of the week is Georgia Tech completes a perfect regular season. Number 1, Georgia Tech travel to Georgia. In-state rivalry, perfect season on the line. Final, 42-10. No drama, no collapse, no rivalry weirdness. Just another convincing win. Clutts threw for 295 yards and 3 touchdowns. Xavier Ford added another touchdown on the ground. Malik Shaw led the receiving group. And the defense finished with 3 sacks, an interception, and a forced fumble. Georgia Tech improves to 12-0. Perfect regular season, number 1 in the country. And now the Yellow Jackets head into the postseason play as one of the clearest national title contenders in the entire dynasty. From wire-to-wire dominance to closing out Georgia on the road, that is how you finish. Georgia Southern closes at 11-1. Appalachian State came to Statesboro. Georgia Southern wins 38-10. The Eagles finished the regular season 11-1. KJ Towers was able to throw 3 touchdowns. Kam Mikell exploded for 161 receiving yards and 2 scores. J.J. Bradley added another touchdown on the ground and 1 through the air. The defense added 3 sacks and interception. This team lost its opener to number 1 Oklahoma. Then won 11 straight. Think about that. Oregon, LSU, Notre Dame, conference games, pressure games, November games, 11 straight responses. Georgia Southern moved up to number 7 heading into week 14. And at this point, there's nothing fluky about this season. Troy finishes 11-1 as well. UL Monroe went to Troy. The final was 30-15. Troy finishes 11-1. Dennis Palmer carried the load, 29 carries, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns. A.C. Walters added another score. The defense finished with 3 sacks and 3 interceptions. It wasn't a flashy win. It didn't need to be. Troy's spent the back half of the season doing exactly what good teams do. Handle business. The Trojans do move to number 7. 11 wins, 1 loss, and a postseason resume that speaks for itself. South Florida gets to 10. South Florida went on the road and beat Rice 31-7. The Bulls finished the regular season 10-2. Ethan Holiday accounted for 2 touchdowns, but he did throw 3 picks. So yes, the turnover adventure remains alive. But South Florida's defense looked completely different and took over. 5.5 sacks, 3 interceptions, and 2 of those went back for touchdowns. Teddy Foster took 1 for 78 yards. Edwin Spillman took 1 for 54 yards. That's 14 points defensively. South Florida started this season 0-2. They've won 8 straight. They stumbled at Tulane, then they answered 10 wins, ranked number 14th. That season could have gone sideways early. It did not. Texas State gets to win 10. Texas State went to Oregon State and won 28-20. The Bobcats were able to finish 10-2. Compton once again carried the offense, 33 carries, 211 yards, 4 touchdowns. That is a Heisman level performance in a game Texas State needed. Riesling did not have to do much through the air. The formula was simple. Hand it to Compton, repeat. And Texas State closes out one of the best seasons in DNS program history. From last year's 0-4 start to 10 wins this season, it's a major turnaround, and Compton remains right in the Heisman race. Old Dominion was able to crack the top 25. They went to Southern Mississippi and won 49-21. The Monarchs finished the regular season 9-3. Brillo rushed for 109 yards and scored 4 touchdowns. Timmons added another. The defense finished with 5 sacks, 5 interceptions, and a forced fumble. James Brozer took one of those interceptions, 38 yards for a touchdown, and the result, Old Dominion moves into the top 25 at number 25. 9 wins, the reigning Heisman still in the race, and the defense that closed the regular season creating absolute chaos. That is a strong finish. Army gets the 7. Now it gets Navy. Army beat East Carolina 35-17, and the Black Knights improved to 7-4. Daniel Bray had in a monster day, 28 carries, 244 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, and another 50 receiving yards, another score on that side. That's 294 from scrimmage and 4 touchdowns. Army also got a 95-yard kickoff return from Marquise Moon. Lure threw 3 interceptions. So again, there's film, but Army won comfortably, and now everything shifts because next week, Army at Navy. Forget the records, forget the rankings, forget everything else. It is Army Navy, and yes, go Army. UAB saves its best for the ranked Memphis. UAB went to number 18 Memphis and won 44-21. Yes, UAB, the same UAB that's spent most of the season buried under ugly losses, just beat a ranked Memphis team by 23 points. Nate Rogers didn't do it all through the air. It did not matter. UAB ran the ball. Shaw scored, Higgins scored, Ingram scored, Rogers scored twice with his legs alone. The defense recorded 5 sacks, 3 interceptions, and forced 3 fumbles. Shepard also added a 96-yard kickoff return touchdown. That's the kind of performance you might ask, where's that been all year? UAB finishes though 3-9, and that is a heck of a way to close though. Sacramento State ends with a loss. Washington State went to Sacramento. The Cougars won 34-14. Sacramento State finishes the regular season 9-3. Sam Babcock threw 2 touchdowns and also had 2 interceptions. Rainey had a strong day on the ground. The defense intercepted 3 passes, but Sacramento State could not get enough offense to keep pace. 9 wins is still a strong season, but dropping the final definitely takes some shine out of the finish. Mississippi State closes a brutal year. They went to number 22 Ole Miss and lost 59-28. The Bulldogs finished the year 2-10. The weirdest part, they threw for a ridiculous amount of yardage. Coolidge threw for 280 and 3 touchdowns. Peterkin had one of the craziest receiving lines of the year. 19 receptions, 312 yards, 2 touchdowns. Capehart added 163 and another score, but the turnovers were catastrophic. Coolidge threw 5 interceptions. Brady Hart threw 3 more. That's 8 total. 8. That's basically impossible to survive. And after the game, Coach Will E. Nelson retired. That closes the book on his run at Mississippi State. A difficult season, a rough finish, and now a major offseason reset is coming. Our stock ups this week, Georgia Tech at 12-0, number 1, perfection for the regular season. There's nothing to do except the national championship conversation is next. Georgia Southern, 11 straight wins, 11-1, now number 7. This is an elite season for them. Troy at 11-1, one of the most consistent teams in year 3. And Texas State at 10 wins. Heisman candidate, massive improvement from year 2. Our need more film of the week. South Florida's turnovers, 3 interceptions in the win. The defense bailed them out, but that can't be the postseason formula. Army's passing game, 3 interceptions before Navy week. They have some cleaning up to do. And Sacramento State, 9 wins is good. Ending with a 28 home loss is not how they wanted to finish, though. Our Week 13 honors, our Offensive Player of the Week is Daniel Bray from the Army, 244 rushing, 294 overall. 4 touchdowns, and Army gets the win number 7. That is a monster performance. Our defensive unit of the week is going to be Old Dominion with 5 sacks, 5 interceptions, 1 pick 6, 1 forced fumble. That was a complete defensive takeover. And our special teams player of the week is Quinn Shepard from UAB. He had a 96-yard kickoff return touchdown, and UAB's biggest win of the year. That was an easy choice. Our Heisman watch, there's been no change. John's 1, DeMarcus is 2. Our Built Not Given award of the week does go to Georgia Tech because there's only one perfect team sitting at top, 12 games, 12 wins, number 1 in the country, and they finished the regular season by beating Georgia on the road by 32. There were no shortcuts, no lucky bounces carrying the season, just dominance week after week. Now the job is not finished, but the regular season, perfect. That's Built, not given. Our Week 14 look ahead, simple. Army and Navy. Navy will be at Army this year. This is the one. Army enters 7-4. Records do not matter now, though. Conference standings do not matter. Anything that happens in September does not matter. Army, Navy. One game, one rivalry, one final regular season statement. Coach Nighthawk gets his first Army-Navy game as a head coach. And honestly, there's nothing else to say. Go Army. Our regular season snapshot. Heading into week 14, the DNS top 25 looks like number 1, Georgia Tech at 12-0. Number 7, Georgia Southern at 11-1. Number 9, Troy at 11-1. Number 14, South Florida at 10-2. Number 21, Texas State at 10-2. Number 25, Old Dominion at 9-3. That is 6 ranked DNS programs. Georgia Tech being perfect. 2 11-win teams beyond them. 2 10-win teams, and Old Dominion finished top 25. It's a strong year 3. Overall, week 13 was about finishing the job. Georgia Tech did it, 12-0. Georgia Southern did it with 11 wins. Troy did it with 11 wins. South Florida got the 10. Texas State got the 10. Old Dominion got the 9 and climbed to top 25. Army reached 7. UAB somehow delivered its biggest win of the season right at the end. And Mississippi State closed a difficult year with a coach retiring and a major reset ahead. The regular season has told us who those teams are. Now comes the postseason. Conference titles, awards, bowl games, playoff runs, legacies. But before all that, there is one rivalry left. Navy at Army. And Coach Nighthawk gets his first shot at it. The regular season's almost done, boys. The resume is written now. We finish the job in the Department of National Selection. You select, we collect, built, not given.